Hello, it's an early start. It's about 6:15 in the morning and we are leaving Sandakan to head into the river.
At 348 miles, the Kinabatangan in northeast Sabah is the second longest river in Malaysia. The Rajang beats it by just 2 miles. Winding through limestone caves, oxbow lakes, rainforests, swamps and mangroves, the Kinabatangan River area contains some of Borneo's highest concentration of wildlife, including crocodiles, pygmy elephants, orangutans, proboscis monkeys and much, much more. And the best thing? It can be accessed by deep-keeled boats, so the 6 rally yachts prepare for a 50-mile journey up this amazing but hazardous river.
And this is going to be extremely exciting, but it does mean an early start. As you can see, I am not quite awake yet. I need my coffee. We're just starting a little bit earlier because it has been known to foul anchors around here. It's a bit of a messy anchorage, apparently, but how you doing, Liz? 20? Huh? Oh, hold on. All right, I'll come back later. Right, I've had my coffee. I'm still looking rough, but there we go. Weighed anchor. It's all good. Liz thinks that we anchored on a great big pile of poo because it stank. It was horrible. Having said that, we are running the water maker at the moment. We're in a deep channel and then it gets really, really shallow as we go around the corner coming out of Sandakan and head towards the mouth of the Kinabatangan River.
We're approaching the river Kinabatangan and it's very shallow here. We're showing 3.4 last time I looked, so going very carefully, going in single file. That song line is in front of us. Our depth is about 2.2, so if we see it getting any much shallower, we're probably going to hold back for a bit. We've got a rising tide, so that's in our favour. It's also a spring tide, so it'll get nice and high. One of the other boats has got quite a deep keel as well there at the back. We're all reporting to each other what depths we're finding. But you can see the river mouth over there. Just got to get through this bit and everything will be all right. Jamie's on the wheel and we've got it on auto but ready on standby for when we need to. And going carefully. We're now in the river, still got quite a few hours to go, and we've got binoculars out, searching for crocodiles. It is a crocodile area. On shore we should be seeing some pygmy elephants if we're really lucky. Really want to see an elephant. And this is famous for proboscis monkeys, this river as well. There is a lot of wildlife here. It's protected rainforest, so you have even got things like clouded leopards, but you never see those. We'd be really lucky if we saw one of those. It's lined with mangroves, so that's a good news. Mangroves help the planet. We love mangroves. And mangroves also are full of wildlife. So let's see what we can see. We'll put a map or a chart up on screen just to show you how much this river meanders. It meanders all over the place, so we're going back on ourselves and round to get there. And if you remember your geography lessons at school, there's something called abandoned meanders and oxbow lakes and all this kind of thing. We should be seeing some of those. God, that takes me back decades, I tell you. According to Navionics, we are officially in the jungle. Certainly feels like it. Enormous amount of bird song going on and insects everywhere. Haven't seen any elephants, but I've seen a lot of birds, including the giant hornbill, massive bird, just skating went into the jungle. Lots of herons. The other thing we have to watch out is that it's spring tide, so the water is flooding right up, right in there, and as it goes down it brings bits of wood with it, so we have got a few logs and things floating past us. Just got to keep an eye out for those. But wow, it's such a privilege to be here. It's stunning. You could drop the anchor anywhere and just sit and look with a pair of binoculars and listen. Heavens have opened. Visibility isn't brilliant, but I'll tell you what happens is the river goes, it's sort of really orange, really bright orange, so you can see things in the water quite clearly. We've got heavy-ish rain. Navionics is proving pretty good. We've compared it with iSailor. iSailor's not quite so accurate. Just watching our depth. As usual, staying on the outside of every bend where it is deeper. Enjoying yourself?
Yeah. I'm doing a handbrake turn. There's a big U bend like that. And as you said, we're trying to stick to the outside of the corners. I can't see the boats in front anymore. I can see them on AIS, but visibility's dropped quite a lot.
So this is the second little community that we've passed on the river in the pouring rain. You can see how high the tide is. And you can see why they build all their houses on stilts, because the water is right up to the platforms. Some of them are using it to do the washing, and you can't blame them, can you? If we didn't have to keep watching every single second, we'd probably be out on deck right now having a shower, to be honest with you.
Well, we've been at it for about 2 hours now, and we're probably halfway through, or maybe just over halfway through. We had that heavy rain, and it's cleared up. Look, the sun's out. It's still a bit cloudy over there. Strange northeasterly that came through actually. Anyway, as usual, Esper is back of the fleet. We're just doing 5 knots. Everyone, I got them to overtake actually. It was all getting a bit too close, and we're sort of trying to find our way around the corners, and the depths kept dropping away, so I'd slow down and they were catching up anyway. We're just enjoying the nice peaceful tranquility. We haven't seen elephants or monkeys yet. I can occasionally hear the odd crashing sound inside the jungle there. I've seen a few birds, but yeah, we're staying positive. It's amazing actually how close we are to the water's edge. You can see just here. Right now we're in 6 meters, which is actually quite shallow, but quite often we're hitting 20 meters depth, and then it will drop away quite quickly to 5 meters as we go around the corners. Obviously we're going around the outside of them as well, but a very strong current against us. Unfortunately, it means that our speed has dropped and we've dropped right back. So the rest of the rally have very kindly stopped, managed to get radio contact on them. Santorini hasn't lost us on AIS, but we lost everyone else. There's a lesson to be learned there. We use a splitter, which we never used to do. We used to have independent VHF and AIS cables, and after the refit, when we switched to a new unit, we used a splitter under the impression that because it had a boosted gain, it would all be okay, but it seems as if our transmission and receiving of targets and VHF have suffered so I'm going to have to look at some point to see if I can reinstate the AIS area, which is still up on the mizzen mast but currently disconnected.
After 50 miles with nothing but mangrove and birds to keep us company, we start to see signs of life. Ro-ro ferries make connections between the riverbanks. Settlements appear either side, and locals come out to look at the strange sight of 6 sailing yachts sauntering towards their final destination of Kampung Sukau. In fact, this is the end of the line. 100 metres further on from our anchorage are overhead cables, and although some yachts in the past have ventured under them, we make Sukau our stop for a couple of nights. Kampung Sukau village is inhabited by the Orang Sungai Buludupi tribe, who have been living here since the early 13th century. Aside from palm plantations, this area is famous for its rattan, specifically the hanging ladders used to harvest birds' nests. The flora is called rattan Sukau. This is one theory for how the village got its name. Another theory, also based on the local flora, states that Kampung Sukau is taken from the Chinese word chukau, which means tall tree. The tree in question is the Cumpacia excelsa, which grows as high as 80 metres.
We've come ashore, just right by the anchorage, and there's a little village here.
This is Kampung Sukau. It's the village that we are moored up next to on the Kinabatangan River.
Oh, how cute is this girl? Have a look at this. What is this? Siwat Bangdon? Oh, okay. I've no idea what she said. Is this Tarek tea?
No,
No? It's what?
Melo. It's a very small village, but it has quite a huge school.
How are you? A scholar?
Yeah,
Scholar. Yeah, scholar.
scholar.
Yeah, there we go. School, scholar, sekolah.
These children come from all over the district to be educated here, and it's very busy. They're all quite chatty and smiley.
1952.
1952?
Yeah.
Wow.
Where you come from, sir?
From England.
England.
England,
Oh.
yes.
I like football and Manchester United.
Oh, Manchester United, of course. Liverpool.
Oh.
Champion! I was just saying, this reminds me of my old scout hut. 1950s. It's like a sort of an old Butlins, doesn't it?
Jamie's brought the drone. We're going to try and get a shot from above so we can see just how big it is and get an idea of what the way that they live over here. It's pretty similar to other places we've seen in Southeast Asia. Small one strip, few little houses. There's a little girl selling some stuff in a market. Stray dogs, stray cats, usual. So I'm just walking down the main drag, having a look at some of the little houses. Hello.
Hello.
All made from wood, all on stilts. Sensibly, because I have no doubt that this river will flood now and again. Look at the flowers in the pots. I mean, this is the jungle and they do have some of the best flowers. It is so lush, which you would expect, of course. Very patriotic house coming up, look at this. Here we are then, on the long march to find a suitable place to launch the drone. You might think, I certainly thought that that was quite a good place, but apparently not. Jamie doesn't want to lose sight of it. There's quite a lot of power cables around and there are too many trees, so to get over the river, we would lose sight of the drone. He's also got Sharon with him, who's just starting out. She's a novice drone flyer, so he's helping her to learn how to fly it. So we are looking for the perfect spot. So this is the other side of all that lovely drone footage that you watch. I get dragged along in the heat without a drink from spot to spot until Jamie finds the perfect place for those 30 seconds of gorgeous drone footage that we put in our videos. Before leaving Kampung Sukau to go looking for elephants and proboscis monkeys, we took a couple of trips upriver. The first was a gentle paddle down one of the tributaries in our dinghy. We didn't see much in the way of wildlife, but it was a great introduction to the dense rainforest and to the peace the Kinabatangan offers those who venture up its orange waters. The next evening we took a second trip upriver with the rest of the rally. Well, that was a bit quicker than yesterday, wasn't it?
Where are we, Liz?
You get up on the plane.
We're at the Borneo Nature Lodge and we're going to have dinner with the commander of our escort.
And his name is?
Not wrong.
Not wrong.
Not wrong.
Borneo Nature Lodge is a perfect spot for soaking up the jungle atmosphere away from the daily grind. It claims to practice eco-friendly policies, which Roy was keen to explore.
Oh, let's have a look. So when we were here last night, it was night time, of course, and we couldn't see this. So Roy's just pointed me to this, what looks like a huge observation platform.
I think they need another couple of levels.
So Roy, what do you reckon this tower's for then?
I think it's for the 24 solar panels on the top. They've got about 2,800 watt of solar up there, which I should imagine they've tried to get it up so it gets a bit more sun, but I should imagine they get sun for at least covering half of the day. So yeah, and it's a good boost to their, instead of running generators constantly, they have a good battery backup too, I suppose.
There they are. 24 did we say? 24 panels, yeah.
And if the solar panels aren't providing enough electricity, there's always the exercise chairs which are rigged up to provide some additional watts.
Yeah. How many watts an hour are you going to produce for us?
So it's 10 revolutions, human power generator, 10 revolutions a minute times an hour, it gives you 65 watts.
Alright, it looks like Graham's beer delivery has arrived.
He's good at helping us.
He's not really.
He is. He doesn't look useful to see, but he's quite useful.
The evening, organised by Bernadette Gilliu of Borneo Trails, was put on to thank Nak Rong. He's commander of the ESCOM security forces, who've been accompanying us on the rally, including all the way up the Kinabatangan River. It was a fun evening, gave us all a chance to catch up in a relaxed atmosphere. It was all going well until we returned to our anchored boats to get a sharp reminder of one of the hazards of anchoring in a fast-flowing river. We've got an entire shed stuck to the front of our boat.
Look at this. It's a great big plank. I mean, this would make really good firewood. Look at the rate at which this water's moving. It's a good 2 knots or so. And we've got this plank that just... Look at this. This is ridiculous.
Why won't it move?
I don't know. Should we have a look on the other side?
Will you come to help us? Will you come to help us? Can't move it. Any ideas?
Should we have a look on the other side? Like, we're now on the port side and we realise this thing is a bloody canoe. So this is one half of it.
Push it, but Jeremy, can you just do it? Please?
Okay, I've got to stop recording.
Yes.
Shine it on your face and tell us something interesting.
That was really scary.
That is really scary.
We had a bloody canoe, or I don't know what it was. I don't know what the hell it was, but it wasn't nice. Anyway, our lovely rotten anchor held.